Hey guys, Marsengan here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to take a look at the physical demon DEMIGRA, who's going to be getting his EZA with the batch of heroes units, basically just to look over what the card does now, speculate a little bit on what we could see from his EZA, and why I am hoping that his EZA will be good because of the applications that he could have. So first of all, I think his design is pretty cool. With the card art, he does have the little key ball thing in his hand, so the sticker effect could be pretty good, although unfortunately it is one of the ones that is quite heavily dominated by the stupid hologram background, but you know, it is what it is. So this guy has some potential to be very, very useful, because you can see we are running him here on the double Tech LR Zamasu leads team. He does get the full 200% leader skill from the Fusion Zamasu. Obviously there's the heroes leaders, right, the limit breakers and hearts, but he also has Zamasu and of course the Sword of Hope LR Trunks, because he is a 200% time travelers lead. So he's got a couple of teams, and I assume at least one of the headliners for heroes, I'm going to probably guess Vegito and Rose, right, are going to have new 200% leader skills as well. So looking forward to seeing the applications that this guy is going to have, because he greatly raises attack on super. Ideally this will add in some defense as well. If it was greatly raised for both, obviously that would be very effective. And then he gets some start of turn stats. He gives extreme class allies 3 key and 30% defense. All enemies get attack and defense minus 20%, and then he gets an additional attack 10% per crossover ally. So he's basically like, when he came out, he's like the hero's version of a mini Rose, right? He's just there on the team, providing extreme class allies with a little bit of support. He had reasonable numbers for his time of release, and then that's essentially it, right? So obviously we want to bump up his stats a little bit. He's going to get EZA stats, so his base stats will be higher anyway. And then he is providing support to all extreme class allies. We can either push these numbers up or maybe see attack get thrown in there as well. The enemy's attack and defense minus is obviously not super relevant for a lot of events nowadays. And then the extra attack 10% per crossover ally. Obviously that's going to be difficult to get on some of the teams that he's on, depending on obviously how many of the new heroes units will be good and make it onto Zamasu's team. But this could obviously something that would be very effective if they added defense to this as well. But something I would like to see, obviously we would love to see them reduce the restrictions on the heroes units wherever they can. This would be really effective if this was crossover or Realm of Gods, because this guy is a Realm of Gods character, so he would be very, very effective on Zamasu's team, or just in general, right? With the extreme Realm of Gods sort of build. So I think we would definitely benefit from seeing an extra bit of, you know, easing off the restriction in his passive. But for now, it is only attack. So if you're running him as a support unit, it doesn't really matter if we're missing out on a bunch of this extra attack, because it's not really what he's on the team for. So we can see on this first turn, no support, he's got 121k defense. Now, his only real downside is going to be his lack of very strong links with some of these big hitters. As you can see, like with Zamasu, he shares Fear and Faith and then Godly Power. Two pretty good links, but that is it with these two. Now, a unit that I'm looking forward to kind of making a bit of a comeback, because he can still be pretty runnable, is this Mechikabra. He shares every single link with Demon DEMIGRA, except Mechikabra has big bad bosses. But because Zamasu has big bad bosses, we can have Zamasu in slot 1, Mechikabra slot 2, this guy slot 3, and then he's going to get all of his links active in the middle. So let's go ahead and see how we get on here. Obviously the AoE is going to be pretty sketchy. We do have type advantage at least, but we'll see how we go. I mean, we can potentially just die straight away here on the first turn, but I would at least like to see what kind of damage he is taking from Fusion Zamasu here. So yeah, let's go ahead and play out the turn. Yeah, so 130k from the AoE, that's quite a bit. But I mean, even AGL Zamasu with his EGA there taking 100k, and he has some damage reduction start of turn. So that type advantage definitely helping out the Demon DEMIGRA a little bit here. As long as he doesn't get... So actually, I guess it depends how much damage... Oh, there you go. Perfect. I was going to say, we might actually live the normals here if we're only taking about 120k. Because sadly, him not getting any defense on super, he's obviously not going to have a great time here. 129. Oh, that's so close. All right, so we do live the turn, and let's see what happens when we get him and the Mechikabra together. We literally only just survived the turn, so pretty wild. We get our support memory go off. We'll do this. We are going to get a heal at the end here, thanks to the Int Zamasu as well. So we should be okay. Let's go ahead and do this. Apologise in advance, there's probably not going to be as much extra like random commentary in this video. You guys know, especially if you came out to my early stream today, I am fighting through illness at the moment, but obviously, you know, can't just stop uploading videos. YouTube is my job now, so we gotta keep them coming. Obviously, I'll be trying to focus more on the rotations that this DEMIGRA is actually on. Oh, great. Okay, so we've jumped into a slightly easier event here. Sickness clearly affecting my brain. That last clip, the mic was muted. I just wanted to show a rotation of the Zamasu, Mechikabra, and DEMIGRA together. I mean, you can see, like, whilst not good against the AoEs, even with only picking up a couple of orbs and being a nuking style unit, Mechikabra is able to tank Zamasu's attacks for double digits, so I think he can still be a relevant unit on this Zamasu team. We just need this DEMIGRA to actually get the good EZA, so that then he is a good partner for Mechikabra. So, jumped into the baby red zone stage here, simply because the final couple of stages are int. Just to see how we go. We'll just have Mechikabra on rotation here as a floating support. This is how you would use him on the team. Like I said at the start, these videos, the re-showcases, it's just kind of to check out these units and where they are now, and talk a little bit about what they do and what we would like to see from them. I'm obviously not expecting him to be super, super good and, you know, absolutely blow us away here, especially pre-EZA. Now, one thing that is definitely a bit of a downside for him is his links. If you're running him with some of these other like specific partners, he can be pretty good. Like DEMIGRA, Mechikabra is his 6-link partner. Then there's the int DEMIGRA, but you know, we don't know if those Xenoverse units are going to get EZAs. They're only a 4-link partner anyway. And then we drop down to 3 links, and that's where we have characters like, most of these are still other like crossover units, right? We got Robel, Wirus, Demon Goddess Toa, who's going to get her EZA. But like none of these units in this section here for 3 links are even that relevant outside of like a heroes or crossover team. So this guy's EZA is basically going to have to be good enough that he's able to be run on these teams as a support unit and hold his own in slot 3 most of the time, when he's only most, like, I would say on average going to have like 2 or 3 links up, right? And it all depends on the team build. Like I said earlier, if we get better heroes, like the new heroes units that come out plus the EZAs, if those units are really good and not super restricted and can be run on a lot of these other teams alongside this guy, then he's obviously going to be able to work quite well with them and pick up a bunch of links from them. But otherwise, he is going to be stuck in a awkward situation where we're not getting a lot of these links active. Because he has links like Master of Magic, which is 15% attack. Demonic Power is 20% attack and 10% defense. And that is a pretty good link, but he's just not sharing that with a ton of people. Godly Power, obviously one of the ones he does get with Zamasu, is a nice attack link that does also give a little bit of crit chance. So it's not like he doesn't have some useful tools to bring you know, to these guys with their links, but you're going to be using him as a floating support unit, as I say, so it doesn't really matter, because like your 2 units that you're running on main rotation, they're going to be sharing the majority of the links with each other, and he's just going to be picking up the links in slot 3. And unfortunately, because like many of the heroes units, he is a shattering the limit unit, he's not going to be sharing Fierce Battle with everybody. Things like Fear and Faith at level 10, it's a key link. At level 10, it gives enemies minus 10% defense, which is not super relevant. He's kind of missing out on maybe 1 or 2 links that give him some defense. He does have Brainiacs, which obviously some of the other extreme units will have. But like, it's going to be one of those things where his best team is probably just going to be the crossover or heroes team. But my hopes, as I've sort of said at the beginning here, is that he is going to get a good enough EZA that we're able to run him in these, you know, on these other teams, like this Zamasu team specifically. Because Zamasu's team really does need a good physical unit. I'm hoping that the Super Saiyan 3 Rose is going to be physical, but obviously that remains to be seen. Are you serious? Look at the orb changing. He needs the tech orbs, and then look at this. I guess we could do this, I suppose, because they don't have guard on this turn. If I just go ahead and throw this up here, and then we'll get around to the next rotation after this. Very awkward, like random orb changing is definitely a double-edged sword sometimes, but I think we should be okay with the Whis active here. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. What would you like to see them do with Demon DEMIGRA, at least on a sort of realistic sense? I know it's very easy to just say, like, you know, give every single one of these units guard, damage reduction, something like that, but we've seen some really good support units releasing lately. You know, some of them do struggle against AoEs, but units like the STR Mai from the worldwide banners is really good. We've got the Vegeta and Nappa, who, whilst they're not a support unit, they were pretty good, right? They just came out with the Gohan and Trunks. Gohan and Piccolo, I should say. This guy having an EZA, though, and already being a support unit, he's got that good ground to work from. It just kind of depends what they're actually going to do with him. And they can't do this for every single unit on the team, of course, but it would be very useful for us for at least one hero support unit to have some kind of ability where, whether it's restricted to allies, whether it's restricted to picking up a certain number of orbs, for them to have some kind of ability where they are giving the rest of the rotation damage reduction, kind of like the Path to Power Kid Goku. This DEMIGRA could fill that role very nicely, right, if he's going to be a floating support, or the kind of thing that we've seen from like Bulma, Yajirobe, the new androids, some kind of effect where maybe it's restricted to a certain number of orbs or something like that, but where he's able to give support for the following rotation that he's not on, which obviously would be a significant buff as well. So I think there's a lot of things that they could do with him. Obviously, we're going to have to wait and see. Hopefully, I mean, we could see the heroes information as early as Monday morning here, UK time. That's what I'm hoping for. We should see the Dokkan Fest teaser as well sometime within the next, like, I don't know, 36 hours. It's either going to be Sunday morning or Monday morning in the news, potentially. So we really are on the cusp of the Heroes releases. Hopefully we do get some information soon, and we'll be able to see what these guys are looking like. Because I think last year they made a promotional video showing off the animations and stuff for the new units, and then the JP Twitter posted the details for the EZA units. So I would expect the same kind of thing to happen again this year, but obviously we'll have to wait and see exactly how they decide to handle this. So we should hopefully get one more rotation here, and we are going to have the Zamasu with Mechikabra and DEMIGRA rotation. Unfortunately, this baby also does AoEs, but with DEMIGRA being a physical unit, we should be okay. I mean, again, as I said, right, this showcase isn't really supposed to be like, wow, look at him, he can still do XYZ, because, I mean, I think it's fairly clear, like, his performance, even in, like, the easier event, is nothing particularly special, but it's just with his EZA upcoming, he definitely has a really, really solid foundation for him to actually be very, very good once that EZA does drop. So, in fact, let's put him in slot 1 here so he can get the benefit of, he's going to attack before the AoE. He still gets all his links active. We'll get all of these orbs for Mechikabra, and then we'll grab these for Zamasu. Right, so 50k, I mean, in an event that is, you know, obviously not very hard anymore. It's quite a bit, but, I mean, you can see, and then, yeah, look at that, Mechikabra is able to do 10 mil. I mean, you can see it's more so with him being a support unit, it's the impact he has on the team that is important, right? And his own performance just needs to be good enough that he's able to survive in these slot 3 situations. So hopefully they'll give him some good defensive tech. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you think of the physical demon DEMIGRA down below in the comment section. But he certainly is, like I say, one of the units that I am hoping is going to be one of the better EZAs, because he is going to have a lot of uses outside of just the Heroes team. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master again. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.